Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Spintires Mudrunner, and welcome back to the downhill map. Man, I do that every time I get started and I completely forget where I am or what we're doing. Well, it's going to be even worse than that today because we've been away from Spintires for what, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks? So it's going to take me a minute to get the muscle memory back and remember what's going on. And on that note, let's get started. Let's take a look at a map here and what do we want to do? Let's get this turned around so north is north, and let me see. I don't remember anything about this. I really don't. Okay, let's do we want to scout? Do we want to open a garage? Let's open a garage first. And we can unlock that truck as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, it was weird. We were really into this. When I say we, I mean me, of course. We were really into this. I like beacons. I like exhaust. And the garage. 4 garage points. Okay, so we can open a garage just with what's on there. Okay. How we doing on fuel? Doing all right. Do we pass any fuel on the way? So we can either go here and fuel up. Let's go here and see if we can make it. I bet we can make it. I bet we can. It's just hilarious. I can't even remember how to play this game. So let's do this. Let's go there, 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 and there. There we go. Ready? Parking brake is off. Here we go. Oh, I remember the camera. I remember how awesome the camera is. Oh, yeah. Here we go. So yeah, we were really into this game. This was our regular Wednesday game for a while. And we had Train Sim World as our Wednesday game. And I really, really love Train Sim World. It's one of my favorite games to play. But it doesn't always, because it's just kind of sitting in the cab. You know what I mean? Not a lot of lefts and rights in the railroad world. It's not necessarily the best game for making videos. So I started doing the concentrating. I started doing the Spintires vids to sort of back that up and make Wednesday a little bit more interesting. And then this was all we were doing for Wednesday. That's cool. That's cool. And, but then, American Wilds. American Wilds? American Wildlands. American Wilds. It's not bad. I think a lot of this comes down to, and this is, me, I'm always getting heavy on you. Things get a little heavy here on the channel. I think a lot of the disappointment that we feel about new drops, whether it's a full game or a DLC. Or a DLC. Wow, that's a nice render, though. Looks pretty good. I'll take it. A lot of our disappointment comes down to hype. The more hype there is, or the higher our expectations are, the more disappointed we are. Whereas if we were stumbling around on Steam, deet, and then you came across something like Spintires, Mudrunner, American Wilds, and you had never seen it before, right? Never seen Spintires, Mudrunner. If you were just seeing it for the first time, you would be like, holy smokes, this is so cool. But, context. It's always about context. So, Fallout 76 dropped a couple weeks ago, and it's not the kind of game I play. I've watched a few people play it on YouTube. It's not really my kind of game. Apparently, it's not really anybody's kind of game. It does not have good reviews, and it'll sell 1 billion copies, but it's not really very well reviewed. A lot of people don't like it, and I think that's a big studio with a massive budget, and and so it always comes down to that question of, did they slam it through for the holidays, or is this as good as it's going to be, or, whatever. But bottom line, I think if there was no context, if you were just seeing that game as a standalone for the first time, you knew nothing about the franchise, that you had no expectations, there'd been no teasers, no E3, nothing. You just saw that game out of nowhere. I think a lot of people would would see a game like that as really innovative and fun and cool and awesome and all right, but in the framework of expectations, things can be, no, I don't want that now. Things can be, you know what I mean? And it's, I don't know, how much of that falls on us, how much of that falls on the developer, you know, or the marketing company, I guess, because developers, I think, tend to outsource a lot of their marketing. So the B131 is a small truck. The D535, let's go take a look at this thing and see how big it is before we decide how we want to equip this. Is this the 42202? Man, I don't know my Russian trucks. I don't. Let's see what this truck is. Let's find something good to go scout in. You know, I like the big trucks. You know me. Probably not the best thing to go scout in. Although, no. Let's go. Camera. Let's go scout in this thing. It's not terrible for scouting. It's not the, you know, it's not the biggest, most gnarliest, gigantic turning radius truck there is. Although, doesn't have all-wheel drive. Okay, 2 liters refueled. Well, that's nice of you. What do we want to take? Do we want to take, we take that? No. We take that? No. Take that. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. You can't do repair parts on here. You can do garage parts. And that has repair points. Is there another garage to open? I don't think there is. Yeah. Am I missing another garage? I don't think I am. Okay, so that's already open. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just go bare bones then. So if we go here, here, and here. Although, let's do this. Let's go here, 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 then back here. Because I feel like, I don't remember this map, but I feel like this is like some kind of a circle. So you see what I'm saying? Some kind of a way. Now, do we need fuel? Yeah, we probably should get fuel. So we'll go down the hill, we'll fuel up, and then we'll head back up the hill. Right, so what is going on? What's going on? Everything. Nothing. It's what day is it where I am? It's Tuesday where I am. And I don't think there's going to be a lot happening in gaming world between now and the end of the year. I feel like most of the titles have dropped for the holiday season. And I don't know that anybody is gonna really release a big title late in the year or early next year. It's like everybody wants to get their titles out right around Thanksgiving for holiday shopping. And then after the first of the year, nobody's spending any money on anything because they all broke. So nobody's going to drop a big title, I don't think, in like January, February. So I think for sim gaming and gaming in general, we're in a bit of a cooling off period. So there's really nothing to wait on. Beyond the Baltic Sea dropped for ETS. I can't see it yet though because I'm running ProMods 2.32, and at the moment ProMods overwrites Beyond the Baltic Sea. There's supposed to be a patch for that, hopefully in the next couple weeks. That's an interesting arrangement that. Interesting arrangement that ProMods has with SCS, or however that works. I don't know what the level of cooperation between those two entities is. Sometimes I think it's like vast. Other times I think it's just a bunch of freelance modders and they're really not that well connected with SCS. Either one is okay. I mean, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Gee, I hope we're going somewhere. I haven't looked at the map for a minute. Hope there's some fuel up here. Moment. I seem to have missed a turn. Game. But you know what? That's not the game's fault. That's 100% on me. Where did you run out of fuel? Oh, it happened while I was looking for some fuel. And the funny thing is, with no cargo on here, the fuel economy is so good, we probably just could have skipped this step and headed out discovering. But you know me. Always got to make it in an adventure, even when it's not. Is this our turn? I think it is. Forgot how goofy this game is. It really is. It's kind of a crazy concept. It's a cool game. I love it, but it's really kind of weird. Like, what do you do? Well, you just drive around in the mud. Drive around in the mud and the fog in a Siberian swamp. Oh. Makes sense to me. So, there is fuel. Boom. Perfect. And so now we're going to come back down here and then up the hill. Okay. Up the hill and then turn. Interesting. Okay. Do I have lights? I have lights. They're not very bright. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, it's a slow day. It's a slow day in Sweet William's world. I don't know how it is where you are. It's things are fixing to ramp up now. Fortunately, and unfortunately, I don't have any family, and my friends are kind of far away right now where I am. So, and I'm not in prison or anything. I'm not trying to be like coy about it. It's not like that. I'm just well, I mean, not having any family. I just don't have any family anymore. But as far as my people, they're all kind of far away. So the holidays are pretty laid back for me. But I can observe that they're crazy for a lot of other people as far as like travel and stress, you know, being around family. Why do you think I don't have one? And a lot of other things. So it's fixing to get real intense in America. And God, I'm just, oh my goodness. I'm just beating this truck up. So it's fixing to get real hectic like it does for the holidays, and that'll continue for about a month or so till we get through New Year's. Come on. Come on. There you go. We're creeping. Now, I think I want to make a turn before I get to the top of this hill and head off. Yeah, there's kind of a marker for it. Head off a little bit to the left. What is that, west? Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, I got nothing on my mind. I got nothing to talk about. There's really nothing going on in gaming world. Let's just drive a truck. Is this my turn? Sure enough it is. Now, I don't take the pot anymore, but I have to say, if I did take the pot, oh man, you both would and would not want to take the pot before you played this game. Oh man, you would, yeah, I mean, it zones you out even when you're not high. I think if you were high, this game would just blow your mind. I don't know if you've ever been gaming and had somebody that's just like really high watching you game. It's funny under any circumstances. It's funny under any circumstances, but it's really funny when they're asking, like, I don't know, the questions, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're just asking you, like, okay, well, what's that do? Why are you going over there? What's that for? And then the worst one is when, oh, I remember this river. We are not crossing this river. This river right here it's about 800 feet deep. It doesn't look like it, but it is. We're going to have to come around for the B131. Made this mistake too many times. There was one time I was prepping this map to record. I wasn't actually recording, I was just getting ready. And it was like every vehicle on the map I just gradually brought over one at a time to rescue the previous one that I had thrown into the river, and then put the next one in the river, and just till I had like 6 trucks just stacked up in the river. And I think it was finally like the K700, I was able to pull one out and get some repair points, and then gradually like OCD them all out of there. But yeah, just Well, one after another, just taking all my trucks and throwing them in a giant sippy hole in the river. You know, as you do. So, we'll go around. And there's, I don't want to say there's nothing there. There's that truck there. But that truck is not, I mean, if we're scouting in this, we don't really need to, you know what I mean? We don't necessarily need to get that B131 going right now. Now, I did see something. I had a couple really cool Polar trucks. And they're gone since the patch that came in for or with American Wilds. I've only played the game a couple times since American Wilds came out, and that was to play American Wilds. Where are we at? Yeah, so we'll go straight, and then we'll go south. So I've only played the game like 2 or 3 times, and that was in the, what was it, Mount Logmore and Grizzly Creek maps. So I hadn't really looked any further down in my mods, and when I did today, because I really like those Polar trucks, and all of them seem to be gone, so I'm curious about that. And both of them were non-Steam Workshop mods, so I'll have to go in and take a look around and see if, because it was a big patch that came in. It was a couple of gig, so I think it may have, I mean, it's possible that it relocated the mods folder and I just need to sort of port them over manually. Could be that there's a new convention for mods and those don't work anymore, or it could just be that they're not compatible. I don't know. So I'll take a look, but I really like those Polar trucks. I don't know why. I think, well, and we'll sort of tie it in with what I was saying earlier, kind of a solitary fellow, old Sweet William. Kind of a loner cat. And the idea of being at one of those Arctic research stations is like, oh man, when can I do that? And I really can't, because my skill set is like marketing and, you know, playing video games and being a smart ass. I don't know that they're really looking for that kind of person. You know, I think they're looking for more like scientists and, you know, people in logistics, maybe a chef. I don't know. So, but that would be my dream job. That or like a lighthouse keeper. There's not really much of that anymore. Not with you get dang old satellites and so forth. So you don't, there's not a lot of lighthouse keeping. Except as like a historical landmark or something. But if it's a historical landmark, you know what you get? Tourists. Those are people. And then, right, now we're back to square one. So I think that's my draw to those Polar vehicles, is I think, oh yeah, this would be like my daily driver. This would be my commuter if I was in Antarctica. Moment, please. Where are we at? There's a watch point, just a little bit 2 hour that way. You want to try to get it? Let's try to get it. We got plenty of fuel. I'm not 100% confident about this truck back in the bush, as they say. But you know what? It's just a game. Worst thing that happens, we'll just get in another truck. Although I suspect this is going to be one of our log delivery trucks. It's got that kind of a goodness to it. Is that a little gap right there? Maybe. Oh, there's some rocks to damage my cell phone. Oh, God. Oh, stay to the right so you don't hit the rocks and take damage, you idiot. As big and burly as it is, this is a pretty fragile truck, I gotta say. Where is this thing? It's right there. Man, how do we get back there to it? I'll find it. I feel like it's right there. And so it is. Okay. Oh, the stumps. get this thing turned around. We'll get back on track. Oh, hey, a lumber mill. Would you look at that? Come on, baby. Creep for me. You're just creeping, you know. Still good on fuel. Should probably do some repairs at some point. Right. We still tracking? Okay. So let's go. I guess if we just go straight, let me move this waypoint. We'll go straight. Do we want to mess with this one while we're here? Yeah, why not? I mean, we're exploring, no? And I feel like this is the point to cross the river. Now, if we do cross the river there, then there's also the possibility of going right up here and unlocking this truck. All right, let's try it. And I think the way you do this is you actually go here, and there's a little bit of like a sandy crossing. Sandy crossing, yeah. I was in 7th grade with her. I sat right behind her in study hall. Good old Sandy. All right. So I think, yeah, now is it getting dark? It's getting dark, and this truck, I mean, it seems to have black holes where the lights would be. I mean, I guess it's making light, but it doesn't have any lights. And I'm curious about that also. Maybe that has something to do with the patch. I don't know. Guess we'll find out in a minute. And the other thing we can do is get into another truck and see what it looks like. Maybe the patch just broke a lot of mods. I don't know. I don't know nothing, man. I really don't. I used to know stuff. I used to. It's been a while. Hey, remember 20 minutes into the video when you threw your truck away in a river? Oh, sure do. No, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Fantastic. Gets dark quick in Siberia. Sure does. Where's that? You want to go north? Let's go north and unlock that B131, and then we'll head south. Maybe we'll do one more watch point, and then we'll call it. Is there... I need a... Yeah, we're kind of going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Kind of need a left here. You know what? Let's go back to the river. I feel like that's our best opportunity to make... Well, we flipped around, so it would be a right turn now. Yeah, is that a road right there? No, not really. Okay. Come on. Come on. Get up out of there. And I really don't know if it's that critical at all. It's not that fantastic a truck, and I don't know that we certainly don't need it right away. We might not need it at all, so I don't know how much time we want to put into discovering this thing. And this just takes us right back to the river. Okay, we want to put 0 time into discovering it. That's how much time. So now, where's our waypoint? Which, at this point, well, no, it is a watch point. So, okay, so how do we want to do this? Let's get back this way. Go up here, and then at its turn at its closest point, then we'll make the turn to the right. Okay, and I think I see a little road right here, a little track. Sure do. That was an easy one. Okay. All right. So that is open now. Fantastic. Oh yeah, there was hardly anything between where we were right here and this truck. There was barely anything there. Okay. So now where's next? Let's do this. Let's go here. And then here. And then here, 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 and we'll call it. Oh, dyslexia. Now I gotta remember which way to turn. Back, so we're going to the left. Okay. Okay, we're rolling. We are rolling. And, you know what? That's a perfect opportunity to have a little coffee, because half an hour in, I'm getting a little dry. And if you're going to have coffee, you got to hit the vape. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. So there's a little section through here where there's no road. Man, this truck is fragile. Wow. As big and burly as it looks, it is like... It is really... Camera. It is really fragile. Like, to the point where I need to be careful that we even make it to our next couple stops. It's that, like, what are we at? Almost 50% damage. Give it. There it is. Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what, man? It's like being a superhero. Everybody gets a superpower. Everybody gets a super vulnerability. Although, I don't know what this truck's superpower is, or if it even has one. It's fun. It's a nice truck. But I gotta track down those polar mods. I don't know what happened to them, man. Alright, so there is that. Do we want to, no, that's just a regular truck. Moment, please. Map, this one's out in the woods, out in the boonies. Can we get to it? Maybe. This looks pretty straightforward, pretty wide open, although we're gonna like go off a cliff or something. Like literally we're gonna fall off a cliff. Oh dear. No, it's okay. It all worked out. And this would be cooler if it didn't happen in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Fun video. Can't see anything. It's all part of the game. It's all part of that Spintires lifestyle. You know how we do it here on the channel? It's 100% gameplay. I don't like to do a lot of editing and time lapses and quick cuts and that sort of thing. I want you to see what I see. Man, I'm just like circumnavigating. I'm driving all around this thing, but not actually driving to it. Careful. Careful. Don't fall off the cliff. Oh, that really is a cliff. Oh, dear. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, I hit all of them. Did I? I think I did. Okay. So now... I guess we're on a road. Okay, so we'll go right back here. And then here. And then here. So we need to get turned around. time is it? A little bit after midnight. Oh, does it seem like it got dark fast and the night is going very slowly? I feel like the nights used to, well, all the cycles, all the day-night cycles used to be quicker before the patch. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. So we go down here. How do I turn here? I think I do. Yep, must be. Okay. On the road. On the road. There you go. Try to creep it up here. Creeping. Creeping. How steep is this hill? Fairly steep. Fairly steep. Are we going the wrong way? What? Oh, God, we're lost again. Okay, so we need to turn around, go back, and make a left. Okay. I guess there are some lights on the front of this truck. It's kind of an odd placement, though. You can't really see them. Is that the turn? That's the turn. Here we go. Yeah, you can't really see them when they're... Well, they aren't the lights in the grill. They're more in the bumper. So, I mean, we can see. You just can't see the lights themselves. Or you can't see them that well, I guess. Better way to say it. Here. No, I don't want to miss this turn. I think the track itself turns. Yeah. Or does it? Really? Alright. So then I'm going to put this right here. God. Alright. I will make this turn. I will. How are we doing on time? 33 minutes. Okay, perfect. This is the turn we were looking for. Fantastic. What could possibly go wrong now? Yeah, I think the day-night cycle is definitely slower. I did a couple night cycles on the American Wilds DLC, but it was off camera. I was trying to just get through the night so we could start again for the next video. And I don't remember the nights being this long in the American Wilds maps, but I was kind of focused on other things and I wasn't recording, so it didn't matter either way. But it definitely feels like after the patch, it feels like the nights are going a little bit slower. And I don't skip night in Spintires. So, yeah, man. If you're not into dark videos, you might have found the wrong channel, because I end up driving at night a lot in everything, including race cars. Definitely in trucks, in trains as well. And man, I have to say, I don't know how you feel about trains. Like in your personal life, I don't know how you feel about trains, but something about trains, man. And I know it's not just me, because I mean, there's people that just like sit by railroad tracks in lawn chairs and watch trains go by in the Midwest, in like Ohio and Indiana and Missouri and places like that. There are people that they literally just sit in lawn chairs and watch trains go by and wave at them. And there's a crowd of people, so it's not just like one lonely goofball out there. There'll be 20 or 30 people just posted up in lawn chairs. And it's not quite train spotting. Oh, it's not quite train spotting, which I know is a more of a British hobby. British and German, I want to say. And it is its own kind of hobby. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's one of those things you look at and you think, oh, that's kind of weird. And then here's me like recording me playing a video game of driving a truck in a swamp at night. So, you know, weird is definitely a relative value. But it's not train spotting. It's just train like waving at. So there are people that really like trains, and I really do think that there is something like hypnotic or magical or something about railroad trains. You know what? I don't want to call it right there because that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of open-ended. It just ends. Let's go here, and then let's see if we can get up here. And if we can get that watch point, then that'll definitely be the end of the video. If I flip over or if something catastrophic happens, then that will be the end of the video. I'll get the truck put right, and we'll pick it up next time, starting from morning. Although, it's just about morning right now, so by the time we get to that watch point, it might be daylight anyway. If we get there, we're at 50% damage, more or less. Beating the hell out of this truck. Anyway, the idea of being in, especially like a freight train in the CSX heavy haul, and it could be because that's where my family's from, that neck of the woods, northwestern Maryland, and you know, just getting in one of those virtual trains, fake train, you know, and I always try to clarify that, like, it's not a real train. I know it's not. It says there's a left. You seeing a left? I don't see no left. Do we want to risk that? Is that a possible left? Get past this tree. I don't think there's anything back here. This does not feel terribly promising. Oh, so it's like a little water course. I mean, we're in the right place, but I think this could be kind of a Waterloo moment. So yeah, my family's from down that way, and I grew up in Pittsburgh, which is just northwest of there. And so the terrain looks familiar, and it's you know, it's pushing a lot of my buttons, checking a lot of my boxes, as they say. But then there's also just something about the idea, for me anyway, of just being in a train and, you know, late at night, turn off all the cab lights inside and just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Drive a train. It's, oh. It's a very, kind of meditative process, you know what I mean? Kind of, I don't want to say somber. It's not quite a downer, but it's kind of a, you know what I mean? Kind of a peaceful, contemplative, meditative. Yeah, that's it. All right, this is promising. Okay, it opens up here a little bit. Get up out of the water. And we're really not that far. It's just if we can find gaps for this last 100 meters or so. And what's going to happen when we get our reveal, we're going to find out that we are really more or less parallel to a road and have been the whole time. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, muscle memory. Wrong button. Now where do we want to go? Basically we want to go straight through there. So I'm going to go to that side of that one. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get to that side of that one. We're going to try, though. Yeah. Truck is just too long. So what if we go... Oh, dear. Now I've done it. So now we got to go back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is problematic. So then if we go to the side. There we go. So we're off that one. And I don't know, man. I feel like there's just not... Well, the sun is up. That helps quite a bit. So we got to go sideways again. There we go. Now sideways the other way, or just straight back. This camera does you no favors. About through there. If we go forward, and we're dug in there. Okay. So what if we go this way? And then immediately to the... Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Is there anything through there? No, I don't think there is. But I think it might be easier for us to get back out now. So now we go just a little bit to the side. Release that. Okay, so we're out of the trees. And we can see. Fantastic. So... Do we have to come at it from the other side? Well, we're committed now. We're going. What is... Is it through there? I don't think so. Maybe through there? It's like I can see gaps, but then when you get up close to them, they're not quite big enough for the truck. Get up there. There you go. So... No. I mean, at a certain point, it'll just be quicker to go all the way around. But since we're all the way up here, I feel like that is a pretty big drop-off. So let's say no to that. Head back down the hill. And we are doing okay on fuel. Oh, God. But now we're running out of time. Okay, so not down here. Through there? I know we're getting a little further away from it, but I feel like at some point we're going to come across some type of a track. Can we stick on that hillside? You know what? Let's, I guess we could go... Oh, camera. I guess we could go down here and around. Yeah, that's what we should have just done in the first place. And then... Well, we're not going up there. Nope, wrong button. Okay, so we need a little track to the right. And there is one. And now we just need a right turn up the hill, and I think we're there. Not it. Yeah, it would have been quicker to go all the way around in the first place, but you know me. And I assume this goes up there. Right? Like, we'll switch back to the left momentarily. Is this us? Yep, sure enough. Switch black, switch back to the left. Fantastic. I've always loved the articulation and spring action and suspension in this sim. It's amazing to me that all this physics and... I mean, the graphics are good, you know. It's not 1,000% eye candy, but it's a good looking game. But the physics is... There's nothing else like it in any... well, there's no other sim like it where you drive swamp trucks in the mud. That's just... It is its own genre, yo. But its physics are amazing for any sim, and that it all this whole game is like 1 gig, a little over 1 gig. It's amazingly compact. I think the first Spintires was like 800 meg or something. You know, it just blew people away that it was that, like the code had been written that efficiently that it could be that small. So this is right back there. Let's go down here and look for a right. There's a right. Okay. We're circling around it. We're getting closer. So we make our turn. Oh yeah, I remember this. Great big pumpkin field. Yeah. The temptation is to drive through the middle and smash everything. But if you do, you start to get this rhythm going where the truck is like bouncing at a... There it is. There it is. The truck starts bouncing at this like specific frequency, and you can just straight up bounce yourself to pieces. There it is. There it is. Is that the whole map? That's the whole map. Fantastic. Let's take a look. Right. Okay, that's it. So next episode, what I may do is load some log trucks off camera, and next episode we'll start from there. Is that right? Oh yeah. Just a little screenshot. Yeah, just like so. I'll get some log trucks loaded, and we'll start from there. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Spintires Mudrunner. This is the downhill map, and we'll see you next time. Take care now.